Bet you wonder what we do in our spare time? We're about to show you what we do, and we're still looking for the Yowie.
Where Dad first saw the Yowie.
There's something over there.
Well, g'day all you bloody legends. Before we were so rudely interrupted by this Bigfoot noise, the boys were trying to explain that they finally got me to tell my story. We're going back to the spot where I first thought we seen the Yowie. And this one, well, debunked. That's the kangaroo this time.
Over there. Those sticks, man.
There's kangaroos.
Yeah, we just saw a baby one, but we were too slow because we couldn't get.
We're gonna go to the spot where I first saw I seen mine, aren't we?
Yeah.
So I haven't wanted to return here since this happened. I've had no intention of ever coming back. It was actually pretty scary for me. Even though I never wanted to come back to this area, I never let it stop me from getting out there and enjoying the bush. I love the bush too much for that. It's been something that's always been my escape, whether it be four-wheel driving, motorbike riding, camping, whatever I can do to get out there. I just love it. But it did keep me from coming back to this area. I don't know what I seen that night, and the boys have wanted me to tell this story for quite some time. Now you all get to hear it as well. The mate that was with me that night still to this day refuses to go into the bushland as a result of what we seen that night. So the story starts here where we're about to pull up. It was 2 o'clock in the morning and we were out there chopping firewood on a winter's night. We needed to get some firewood for home and thought this was a great idea at the time. Being only young fellas, it just seemed like a lot of fun to go out into the bush at 2 a.m. and cut some firewood. This all happened about 15 years ago.
So this is it. This is where the Yowie was, right on the top of this hill.
Where
Years ago when Dad saw it.
I was down the bottom of that hill down there, chopping some firewood. We'll go down there in a second and we'll show them. And it was standing right where you are now. How crazy is that?
And then Dad never come back again.
No, I haven't been back here ever since. Should we send a drone up to show them what it's like with the drone?
Yeah.
And don't go anywhere yet, because here's the crazy part about it. When we came back, we think we might have actually found a Yowie hotspot. Now, a few strange things happen up here. You'll see that for yourself. And if you guys want us to come back here and camp the night, well, mention it in the comments. Give us a bit of encouragement. I really don't want to, but if you guys want to see this, and I know the kids are pretty keen to find a Yowie, and we're hoping they're kind when we do find one, just let us know in the comments and we'll go out here and we'll camp. Now, back to the story. As you can see, I was surrounded by bushland. There was nobody there, nobody around, which makes this story even more creepier. I definitely know that I seen something that night. I know that the both of us seen it. I know it was there. I just don't know exactly what I seen that night. I can't be sure it was a Yowie, as I did not get close enough. But from where I was standing at the bottom of that hill, it sure did look like a big ape-like person. Now, not much scares me, mate. I'm a big person. I am 6 foot tall, and I'm built like a brick outhouse, as they say here in Australia. It's actually quite a little bit rude. Being a family channel, I can't actually say that. But anyway, so I'm out there, right? I'm chopping firewood. I've got my axe. We're chopping it into smaller bits. So we were making noises like wood knocks. Had the chainsaw running as well, so we couldn't really hear much if someone was answering us back. And this is where we figured out later on, after doing a bit of research, not knowing about the Yowie at the time, that they actually communicate using wood knocks. So did we draw one in by what we were doing that night? This is a question I've always asked myself since. My mate that was out there with me, he was always a bit skittish with the torch, so I never really thought much of it at the start. But he kept shining his torch up on the hill here, and he kept saying, "Can you see that? I can see something up there. And I kept laughing at him. I kept saying, mate, there's nothing out there. He has Aboriginal heritage, and he was always telling me about Dreamtime stories of monsters that exist in the bush. And he was always worried about what we might find out here. So I never really listened to him. I never thought it was a real thing. I thought it was all make-believe, basically. Anyway, at this point, I finally look up and I see what he's talking about. And this thing was huge. It was built like the biggest person you've ever seen. It was grey, and it had, because it was the middle of the winter, it had like smoke coming out of it, like mist coming out of its fur. I straight away said to him, there's no way that's what I think it is. It has to be a deer or something like that. Like big antlers maybe, and there's like all this mist around it that's making it look bigger than what it was. We were a little bit further down from here when we first seen this thing, and the thing was standing about where the car is now. It was huge. It was about the same size as the car, a bit bigger. Looking at that car now, I can tell that thing must have been at least 8 foot tall. We will show you the exact spot where we first seen it in a second. Now, I seen it, he seen it. We both seen it. We were shining the torch up there. We were wondering what the hell it was. We were like, what can that be? Anyway, so at this point in time, I thought we'd just piss somebody off by cutting firewood late in the night. So me being me, I had to walk towards it to try and find out exactly what it was we were looking at. I started pacing towards it. I ended up about where Noah is now, and it started pacing back at me. It was angry. I could tell it was angry, and it was very upset. Maybe we'd woken it up or disturbed it by what we were doing in the bush, but whatever it was not happy with what we were doing. And being twice my size and built like the biggest wrestler you've ever seen, I had to get out of there. I ran back to the car, I turned the car around, I whacked the spotlights on it, and it was gone. It disappeared. Now, we didn't know what we seen that night. We still are not sure. It gives me goosebumps just talking about this. But when we went home, we cracked a few beers and we talked about it, and we both seen the same thing. With his Aboriginal heritage, he told me, was it the Mulgai? I think was the name that he used, which is a hairy man that looks after the bush. He was saying that we probably angered it by doing what we were doing. Or did we call it in with the wood knocks? I guess we'll never really know. All we can do is keep looking and see if we can find this thing again and catch it on camera, so that way I can find out for myself what I really seen that night.
So this is where Dad was the night where you heard that?
That's the car.
No, that wasn't the car. So I'm over that way.
Yeah, I heard something.
It's probably the Yowie Highway over there.
This is where Dad was cutting wood that night, over there.
And then
And the
the
Yowie
other piece over there.
There was a Yowie. The Yowie was, well, we don't know what it was, but there was something up there on the dirt mound. And
Right up there on the hill, eh?
yeah, and it's been that long that that tree, how it has a hole because it rotted away. When Dad was cutting it, it didn't have no holes.
And then
That's
one
how
of
long it's
Dad's log pieces are over there.
You want to show them?
Yes, sir.
It looks like something big's been walking through here, eh?
Probably the Yowie Highway.
Yeah.
It's just all put down all the way that way.
So that was the log that I was cutting, the one with the hole in it.
Let's go show them the piece of your log.
Yeah, and then my mate said that he could hear and see something up there, but those little saplings weren't there, so you could see a lot better. And then I come out here, and then all of a sudden there it was on top of the mound up there. Now I had a big spotlight, and I pulled the big spotlight out, and I shined it up there, and it looked like a huge person with grey hair, and it looked very angry. And I started pacing towards it because I was like,
You
what is
started
this?
driving towards it with your trailer, and then it ran away into the bush that way.
Yeah, and then I actually, when I started pacing towards it, it started pacing back towards me. And then I got a little bit freaked out, so I ran to the car and I turned around, and when I put the headlights on it, it was gone. How crazy is that?
That's crazy.
Maybe it got scared of the noise.
It wouldn't have been this tree.
Yeah?
Look at it, because the tree would have fell there.
You reckon the tree fell on top of it?
No.
Possible.
Yeah, but if you look right there, the tree's away from where it breaks.
Yeah. Do you reckon the Yowie live underneath there?
Probably. Probably the baby one. That's a bunch of them. Yeah! Isn't crazy?
Alright, well, let's keep moving, eh? Let's go to the next spot.
You could see how it moved because it moved off that side too. But this side it didn't move. It's kind of weird. That's some big bugs.
Well, of course, we had to check under the bridge just to make sure. So for those of you who don't know us, we're a big Aussie family. We love getting outdoors, going camping, and trying to solve paranormal mysteries, such as the Yowie, Bigfoot, ghosts. We got plenty of evidence of ghosts now. May have our first Yowie call after this trip. Did you hear that before? That was pretty crazy, mate. Unexplainable. I don't know what sort of animal makes that noise in the bush, that's for sure. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate all of it. It makes our day. And we hope by doing this we encourage more people outdoors, even though some of the stuff we catch is very scary. It would be cool to see more people out there trying to do what we do and catch some of this cool stuff on camera. So the more cameras that are out there filming, eventually one day if all this stuff is real, we're gonna catch it on camera and get some like undisputable, non-shaky, non-blurry evidence. That's what we're after here at the Aussie 12. And even if we don't catch anything on camera, for us it's all about the crazy adventure and the memories we make doing this. You can't beat it. Stop being scared of the things you don't understand and the unknown. Get out there. You never know what might happen, and you never know what you're gonna see. This is the message that I hope to leave to my children. I hope that one day they have children of their own and they bring them out on adventures like this. And always face your fears and take them head on. If you do this, you'll realize there wasn't that much to be scared of in the first place.
Hey guys, we found the billabong. Now we're going to try to do some magnet fishing while they swim. I didn't even go in there.
Nice big throw, mate. Sadly, we didn't catch anything on this magnet fish, but we'll be doing plenty more. One of the kids said a subscriber had give them a suggestion, so I went out and I brought them a magnet, and now we're doing a bit of magnet fishing too. Now hang around guys, because we've got some stealth camping coming again next week. Very excited for it. Lots of fun planned. And now you know how we spend most of our spare time, in the bush, chasing this Yowie. If we're not stealth camping, if we're not camping, we're out in the bush and we're having fun. This is a great way to go and enjoy your time with your family. It doesn't cost much. And if you look after it, it'll look after you. I hope my story hasn't scared you too much. It's a true one. It really happened to me. The kids have been trying to get me to tell you guys for a while now what had happened. Now you know, and I hope you enjoyed it. And kids, if for some reason you're watching this 20 years from now and I'm not around, keep getting out there, keep enjoying the outdoors, keep being you. You guys are great. I love yous all.
Hope you enjoyed our adventure of no stealth camping and show you what we do in our spare time. And hope you enjoyed Dad's story about his Yowie. Sadly, we didn't catch no Yowie either, even though we found like a Yowie Highway.
Oh, maybe next time, eh?
Yeah.
Alright, well, let's go. Thanks for watching. Remember, like and subscribe.